Welcome back to Business and Politics. We're talking to Attorney REVIL of LUA. Sir, one of the things that we have been told to brace for is the El Nino. And of course, conservation is part and parcel of your agency's job, right? Can you talk about, first of all, how we should prepare and what are you telling the water districts to prepare? And maybe later on, maybe what would you like individual households to do to prepare?
Our scientists and our experts have been saying that El Nino will happen towards the end of this 2023 and towards the first quarter of 2024.
Okay.
So we have to brace for it.
Okay.
And that's part again of the water security that we have to ensure for our growing population.
Sure.
Now on the part of LUA, we have already we came up with a memorandum for all the water districts. First and foremost, to ensure we ask them about their water inventory.
Okay.
And that is to ensure their water during the El Nino.
Okay.
We are gathering, asking for their how many surface water that they have, on the groundwater that they have, how many millions of liters that they can provide for their household.
Right.
That's very important for us. So it should be the source.
Okay.
Now on their transmissions, we're asking them to lessen their non-revenue waters. So they have to be very, very conscious in their transmission lines. Okay. That there should be no leakages. Okay. And that they should ensure that all the pipes are being fixed and repaired the soonest time. Right. So that's why we have so many projects about this lessening our non-revenue water. Right. And also on the part towards the household, we are asking that the household should be more conscious with it, because we should conserve water. Sure. We should conserve water because again towards this period we should be very, very judicious in using our water. Right. So we are asking the household to don't wash their cars. They should only do it every so often.
Maybe reuse the
water, like
the gray water,
the gray water to wash their cars and like that. So again, that's our conservation effort, and we are also asking that the educational sectors should educate our population, our students, that this is a very limited resources. Sure. That during the period of El Nino, we'll be experiencing a lot of lesser supply of water for our population. So this is what our directive now. So actually, there will be an upcoming water district convention, and again, I would like to reiterate to them that they should do this mandate about ensuring that there's conservation during the El Nino period.
Yeah. Can you talk about the losses? How big of a problem is that? You said that target is to cap it at 20%. Does that mean it is higher than 20% now? And then maybe what does it take to address that? I mean, of course, you need to spend, right, to fix the pipes and put in new ones. But what is the situation first?
In our country, our key performance index, it should not be lower than 20% non-revenue water. Okay. However, in other countries, their KPIs is
much lower.
Single digit.
Okay.
Again, just like our developed countries, neighboring countries, their KPIs are about 8%, 6%. Okay. That's our KPI for the non-revenue water. Right. Now, for our country, it's 20%. But beyond that, there's already a lot of losses. Just imagine for one household, you're wasting about 30% of your water. So you can easily
save money
for that water district alone. And how do we do this? We have to ensure that number one, on the source, there must be enough treatment facility for the source, so that when it rains, it must be continuously treated.
Right.
Because sometimes the water
Gets muddy.
Yeah. So on the part of the transmission lines, we have to ensure that there are no leakages, and the velocity should still be
The pressure.
the pressure should still be of the same pressure up to the end.
Right.
Because if the pressure is low, then there's also water loss that goes with it. So these are the things that we have to address.
Yeah.
So, but it entails a lot of capitalization for the water districts. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Lua is here together with the water districts. We always try to finance this.
Yeah. Now, how big of a problem is it? How much money does it take to fix it? Because, the first time I've heard about this was, I think, maybe 10 years ago. So long before your time. And I've heard some water districts say that, in their areas, because of age, right? It's been many decades before then that they haven't really put in new pipes. So, of course, over time, these things leak, right? But it would take something like in the area of billions really to replace this. But what's your assessment now? How much does it take really to bring that out? What's the target, first of all? 20% you said, but when can we achieve that? What's the timetable, and how much money do we need to invest?
On the part of Lua, technically, we have the engineering, and based on our capital investment, we're looking at about 30,000 pesos per household connection.
Okay.
So that's our rule of thumb in terms of capitalizing for that.
Okay.
And part of that is ready. A big part of that is to ensure that there's lesser non-revenue water.
Okay.
So that's if more households, there are more households that we have to.
As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Wow.
If we can have that kind of computation.
Okay.
So that's how we compute it. But it's not as simple as that, though, because on the point source,
right,
on the source of water, sometimes we have to ensure that because we have to look at the number of growing population.
Sure.
So the source also, we have to also capitalize on that.
Okay.
We have to look for additional sources. That's why now it is our call that we're asking everyone, all the water districts, if they can, there must be enough scale for all of them by developing a big bulk source, some of which are the rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And just like now, there's a very good model that we have now, which is there in Bulacan bulk water.
Okay.
We would like to replicate that also here in Cavite, in Maragondon, and in other areas. We're in a group of water districts. Will be able to invest in one source of water, so that there'll be a continuing source of water for all of them. Mm-hmm. And that is, I think, that is the best capital that our government should put in ensuring the water security. Okay. It's just like putting a big highway.
Sure.
That when it's already there, everybody can already use it at an optimum. So
you were talking about the Pampanga or the water basin. One of the things that you mentioned. What is the vision there? What provinces will it serve? What's it? How many households will benefit from that? And then when can we start using it? What's the plan?
The plan, we have been talking together with the Department of the Public Works and Highways.
Okay, they're your partner for that. Yeah.
National Irrigation Authority and the Water Resource Management Office. Okay. In which it's together with the DNR. We are under the DNR together with the National Water Resource Board, the Laguna Lake Development Authority, and MWSS. Okay. We have been talking together on how to develop the Central Luzon River Basin. Okay. So that's our vision that during the term of the president, hopefully it can already be. It can already happen. Okay. So we're looking at a timeline of until 4 years or 5 years.
Are we at the feasibility study stage? Are we actually groundbreaking already, or what's the status on that?
There's already the feasibility study.
Okay.
There's also the proposal now in Congress.
Okay.
We are talking now about the right of way issues.
A new law.
The right of way issues and the funding, that continuous funding that goes with it. So that's the plan now. Right. I think the president even wants it too. He had visited Pampanga, and that became his topic and issue that he wants to develop. Right. Again, this is I've been saying earlier. This is about to develop the domestic water. Right. irrigation, agriculture, and also for the possible hydro supply.
And then compared to what you were saying a while ago about Bulacan's bulk water source, how big or how does it compare, this Pampanga project? Is that going to be bigger than the one that you were referring to earlier? Is it going to serve more people?
The Bulacan bulk water supply is actually using the rivers of Angat.
Okay.
And because of that, they're able to serve about more than 20 water districts.
Okay.
And LGUs and LGUs that we would like to replicate.
I see.
Because the value that they're getting only is about 9 pesos per cubic meter.
Right.
And that's the kind of capital that we only want for our socialized households,
clients. Yeah.
So that's what we want to replicate in other areas in our country. So if there are bulk water supplies that we can develop, we are now in the process of developing that also in Cavite.
Yeah.
There in Maragondon. So but we are now still in the process of developing the source.
What's intriguing, I remember from your interview with Manila Times, you were saying that in Masbate, your home province, that you had this, I guess, catchment facility that I don't know if it was for your household or for your city that tide you over during the dry season, and then you were able to use the rainwater you caught for the lean months. Can you talk about that? Because you said earlier the more vulnerable areas of the country really are some of the islands, right, without any water source.
Actually, because of I would say because of necessity.
Yes.
Filipinos are very resilient. Yeah. So they have to have the necessary foresight on what will happen during the dry season.
Yeah.
So because there's a lot of rains, it's a common way of doing it in the provinces.
Right.
That in every household they have water tanks.
Okay.
So when it rains, the water from the roof goes directly to the tanks.
I see.
And that water can sustain them during the dry season.
Okay.
And that helped me when I was young. That helped me. We have 2 big tanks in our house, and not only during the dry season, but even during the rainy season, we have enough water for the household. Dry season especially, we don't feel any we don't feel the pinch, so to speak, of the dry season because of that enough storage. I think it is a common sense of doing how you want to ensure that there's enough water for your household.
Yeah.
I also I've seen in my eyes and it was also intimated to me that in Jakarta, all of their houses, they have their
catchment
storage tanks.
Yeah.
I think all the members of our population, if they really want to secure their households, they should have their storage tanks.
Yeah.
And that's very practicable.
Yeah.
Rather than that's also their individual way of contributing to ensure that they're helping their own households for security, for water security.
That's very interesting. Attorney, will be right back. We just have to take another quick break. This is Business and Politics. We're talking to Attorney REVIL of the LUA. Please stay tuned.